You're such a trooper, Joe. Thank you. This is my personal favorite Corvette. It's a 1955. It's the only year that they put the V8 in the very first style of Corvette. So this is the Motorama styling with the new small block Chevy V8. And this is a gem. We've had this in old cars and on the price guide. And probably part of that's because I love the car so much. Mr. McGill brings it every year from Sugar Camp, Wisconsin. 1955 Chevrolet Corvette. It's a big 4-speed car. And it's pretty decked out if you take a close look. It's got the Magnum wheels, it's got the rear window slats, it's got the chin spoiler, it's got the rear deck spoiler, it's got the standard Mach 1 stripe. This is a hot Mustang. If you were in high school, everyone would have drooled over your car if you had this. We're still drooling now. Thank you very much. 394 speed car. This is a special car to me. This car was owned by old car staffer Kenny Batoffi, who passed away last year. Kenny bought this car in 1971, sold it. The person put a rebuilt engine, he bought it back. He sold it again, they rebuilt the transmission for him, he bought it back. And then he had it just about until he passed away. His friend Gary Saporsky, who owns it now, wanted this car since he saw it in 1971. Bought it about 3 years ago from Kenny. And Kenny sold him the car and all of the NOS chrome that Kenny had been buying for 40 years to put on this car. Gary finished it just for Iola in memory of Kenny, who passed away in December 2016. Gary had the color changed at the suggestion of his son. It's pretty decked out 54 Pontiac Catalina, Star Chief hardtop. It's got visor, it's got the wire wheel covers, it's got accessory bumper guards. You got the lit. Here's a beautiful 1934 Chevrolet Master 4-door sedan. It's owned by Charlie Hansen of Heartland, Wisconsin. This is a pretty decked out car as well. If you take a close look, it's got the hood ornament, it's got the accessory fog lamps, it's got fender skirts. Let's see what else does he have on here. Cigar lighter, signal lights, radio, clock. This was a sharp car. If you wanted to get noticed in 1934, you pulled up at a brand new shiny black Chevrolet. And now, exactly. It's a stunning car. Thank you very much for bringing it. Here we have another theme car, 1969 Chevrolet Camaro, owned by Tim Kenny of Fall Creek, Wisconsin. This is original Hugger Orange Camaro, 12-volt posi. He's got a 385 Fastbird GM crate engine with a 700 R4 transmission. He's got shark. Here we have a wonderful 1965 Chevrolet Malibu SS convertible, built by Brian Robertson of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's got the 300 horse 327 in it. It's a turbo 350 trans now. It's glacier gray color, which looks like a silver. Sometimes it looks like it's even got a little bit of the lavender color in the right light. It's a wonderful color. He's owned this since 1994, so it's only been 30 years old now. So it's been like 23 years since. This is a 1951 Packard convertible. It's owned by Faye Keller, who with her husband bought the car new in 1951. It's driven by Brian Keller. They're of Clintonville, Wisconsin. Carl bought it in 1951. It's obviously still in the family. Yes, this color combination is factory. You wouldn't see turquoise with red today, but back in the 50s, color was all the rage. More color the better. And it's quite pleasing to the eye. Makes you wonder why we don't do this today. It's a wonderful car. They had it restored, always been in the family. I'm sure will be for a long time to come. And it is the original paint, original paint color, and they said the interior itself is original. C500. It's owned by Vintage Works, as you see on the door of Green Bay, Wisconsin. It has the original drivetrain, but the paint's done by Ryan Evans of Counts Customs. These cab overs like this are super hot right now. Everybody's digging them up, restoring them, and putting flatbed on. Because what cooler way to tow around your vintage ride than on the back of a vintage cab over. But this is obviously much nicer than we usually see, so this is just a quick.
If you don't know about these guys, these are just incredible machines.
If you're up by the activity center, you found these cars. They're 2017 Trans Am Outlaws. They're obviously based on a Camaro because Pontiac unfortunately is out of business, but they're taking Camaros and giving us Trans Ams again. Thank you very much for doing that.
That's enough.
Here we have the cornerstone couple of our blue ribbon display. This is Dave and Marlise Lindsay of Malibu, Wisconsin nearby. Dave and Marlise Lindsay go through a lot of work every year cleaning I don't know how many thousand spoke wheels before Iola to make sure all their cars are shiny to present them before you every year. They usually bring about 4 or 5 cars. For our passenger review, they bought their 1935 Packard 12 convertible sedan. This is a pretty recent purchase for them. They've had this for just a few years. They're getting quite a kick out of driving it. I think it's now their favorite car, maybe after their 1937 Packard sedan that's up in the blue ribbon as well. But we're all a little green with envy. This is a 1934 Model A coupe, obviously quite built up. Looks like it's got a Buick in there, a 32 Ford grill show. Oh, I'm sorry, it is a small block Chevy. It's a 629 horse, 700 R4 transmission, Ford 9-inch, chopped 3 inches, and countless number of louvers punched into the roof. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Oh, okay. Hi, here we have a 1948 DeSoto custom convertible. This is a car we also featured in Old Cars Weekly. We restored it, brought it up to the Iola car show, and we photographed it here. This car is not a barn find, it's a corn crib find. He bought it out of a corn crib in Maryland from the original family. So he's actually technically the second owner of the car. It had a 2-year restoration. It came from Hancock, Maryland, for those of you familiar. And it's one of 600, only 600 produced in 1948. And this is the original color. So thank you very much for coming and speaking at Iola. Thank you for being in the car. Iola from the Munsters TV show, one of my personal favorites. And of course, driving it was none other than Butch Cassidy, who played Eddie on the Munsters. And he was kind enough and actually approached the car show and said, "Hey, I want to bring Dragula here." And we said, "Heck yeah, bring it here." And he did. So that's awesome. Thank you very much for coming. What is it running these days for a motor?
I got a 412 on Chevy 79.
Great. Did you have a good time at Iola this year?
Had a great time. Hope to come back soon.
Great. We hope to have you. Hope you fall lots in the swap meet. Thanks again.